All right. Here we are. This is a new video for the YouTube channel. What do we have here today is the Sony Bravia 9 Mark II. The Mark II, which is the RGB mini LED, RGB LED, RGB mini LED, whatever. But this is the Sony Bravia 9 Mark II, 75 inches. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Some people may not like me because of this, some may not care. But I'm not keeping this 75-inch TV. I got this solely to compare the B9 Mark II, new RGB tech, to my 85-inch Sony Z9K 8K TV. That is the sole reason why I got this 75 inches, to compare it to my 85-inch Z9K to see if this TV in the 85-inch size is worthy to replace this 85-inch TV. So I'm thinking about replacing my Sony Z9K in 85 inches with the Bravia 9 Mark II in 85 inches. And I already have it pre-ordered basically, but it's not due to be delivered for a few weeks because it's that Pro model and those aren't released yet. The Pro model includes the premium remote, the extended warranty, and enhanced voice zoom, a couple other things. But in the meantime, because I'm impatient and I really want to know before I buy this 85-inch TV and go through it and not like it, you know, if it's even worth it to upgrade. So I got the 75-inch from a big box retailer where I could buy it, try it out for 30 days and return it. And it's not going to hurt them one bit, my little one purchase, multi-billion-dollar company, before I buy my 85-inch from a small custom installer shop, which is the only ones that sell the Pro models. Because once I buy from there, it's not easy to return. They don't have nice return policies like these big box stores. They don't have those huge profit margins. They're not billion-dollar companies. But Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart, you know, all the big multi-billionaire companies, they'll be okay. So I bought this to try it out, see how it compares, then I'll return it. And if I like it, I'll keep my pre-order from the small boutique electronics store and just await my 85-inch to be delivered to replace the Z9K. But until then, come along with me while I unbox this thing, get it set up, and see what it do. So here we go. This is my very first time seeing a Bravia 9 Mark II in person. I have not seen this TV in person at all. Not in the store, only on YouTube videos. XR90M2, 75-inch version. I'm doing this one-handed, using my cell phone, one-handed. It's not gonna be the best video, it's not gonna be the most professional video, because I'm not a professional. I'm just some dude with a cell phone camera and a YouTube account that likes TVs. Okay, what we have under here. That's my first time seeing Sony do this, have this cardboard on top. I usually never have that. First time I see them do that. Cardboard piece. All right, here we go. Got another cardboard piece. Okay, starting off pretty good already. Pretty well packed, protected. Here we go, the setup guide. SM2. What's the SM2? XR90 SM2, XR90 M2, CM2, SM2. I guess those are different, you know, Costco and all those other stores. But yeah, basically, this is the instructions for basically all of the models and all of the sizes. Same thing, because they all have this one center stand, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer the stand like the Z9K, which is the wide stance with the legs in the end. I prefer that than the center high, this high center stance like this. I don't like that, but it is what it is. I have no choice. You suggest 3 people? Well, once again, it's only me by myself that's going to be setting this up all alone. Put that to the side because I probably will need it to put this pedestal stand together. We have here, we have, this is part of the feet. Here we got the remote. A USB cord because of the remote. Show you guys real quick. The remote is now rechargeable. That's what this cord is for. So it's a plastic remote, you know, hard, typical hard plastic, blue speckles. This is a new remote for Sony, rechargeable, USB-C. Sony Pictures Core has a dedicated button now. I must say, Sony, you guys have been slacking. Sony Pictures Core started off great. Now the libraries and hasn't been updated. You're not updating the library like you used to. It's been slacking, and I'm falling out of love with it. You gotta start adding more stuff to it. Sony Pictures Core is good, but you guys gotta start adding more movies. So that's the new remote. Not really a fan of it. It's just a regular hard plastic. It's not back. Is it backlit? Let me see. No, it's not backlit. No, it is backlit. It is a backlit remote. As you can see. Oh, it just went out. Let me see. Yes. Backlit remote. This is my remote of preference, the old school Sony remote. Have all the physical buttons. This is the remote I use for my Z9K. I also use this remote. I like this remote a lot better as well because this has like that metal, gunmetal finish on the front. It feels more premium, and this is backlit as well, as you can see. This is the metal finish, gunmetal finish. This is the one that actually came with the Z9K. The other numerical one that I have over there, that came with my 83-inch A90J when that was released. So this mode is a little longer, a little bigger. There go your difference. Take a swig of the jet fuel. Need that jet fuel every day. America runs on Dunkin'. That's not a paid advertisement, by the way. I just love Dunkin'. Right, Peppa? Right? Yeah? No? Maybe so? What is this? This looks to be part of the stand. I'm still upset that they get to this. The thing I don't like about the center stands, not only that it sits up high and it's in the center, which I feel is not safe, as safe as the wide stance of the Z9K. In Sony's previous TVs, they all had the wide stance. It's much more sturdy and safe. But another thing I don't like about these center stands is it's too complicated to put together. All of them. Samsung, LG, all these center stands, they have like 3-4 pieces you gotta screw together and then slide it in. It's like, come on, man. Just give me the feet that just latch on and screw on the edge. And that's it. All right, enough complaining. What is this? Another piece for the stand. You see? Look at all this crap. Come on. I'm gonna have to turn my phone off. This is the back piece for the stand. The Mirage thing that hides the cords. I'm gonna have to turn my phone off, stop recording, and put that together. Let's get this styrofoam out. I hate styrofoam. I hate the sound of it. I hate the feel of it. I hate the nuisance of the little pieces that it leaves behind that stick to everything. I hate styrofoam. Especially the sound of it. Freaking grinds my gears. Okay, and there goes the TV. Let's see what it do. Let's see what she's looking like. Now, this is apparently still a Sony TV. This is before the TCL merger begins. So yes, this is still a 100% Sony TV. It's not a TCL Sony Bravia joint venture TV, not yet. This is probably the last. That doesn't take place until take effect until next year, 2027. So let's get this box up off of here. Let me see if I can pull it up one-handed. Oh, almost. Let's go. That iron grip, one-handed iron grip. Or maybe I just buy too many goddamn TVs and do this too goddamn much. This is the back of the TV. Another cardboard piece, nice protection. Sony always packs their TVs very well. They have the best packaging. Out of all the TV manufacturers, Sony has the best packaging. They protect their products. High quality build, high quality packaging. Sony's just high quality across the board. Call me a Sony fanboy all you want. It is what it is. Look, another piece of the stand. Well, it's the base plate. Super heavy metal. Hear that? Super heavy metal. Gotta put this together with these 4 pieces over here. It's just too much, man. Too much. Too much. So let me try to see how I'm gonna approach this. What is on the front? It's protected by cardboard on the front. What does this say? This is new. Oh, protection plans. Schools protection plans for Sony, designed for owners just like you. First time I've seen them advertise that on the actual TV. Look at this. Ooh, she thick. Ooh, she thick. Girthy. Another thing I love about Sony, they're not with all of this super slim design. A lot of these manufacturers, especially Samsung, they're sacrificing picture quality just for a form factor or aesthetics or lifestyle looks. Why would you compromise your picture quality just so the TV could look better? You want your TV to perform as best as possible, even if that means that you have to give it a wider body so it could perform better, so it could have a better backlight, heat sinks, more airflow, better electronics, better packaging. You don't compromise on that. Keep it girthy, keep it thick. Everybody want a wall mount, have this thin, flat sliver of a TV. It's about pitch quality, man. It's not about how the TV looks on the walls. It's about how the TV looks when you're watching it. Look at that. Reminds me of me. Pause. All right. So how are we going to approach this? How am I going to put the stand on? Usually with all the other Sony TVs, traditionally with the feet being at the end, I would just slide off one piece of styrofoam, put the foot on, keep the piece in the middle, slide on the other piece, put the foot on, then we're good to go. But with it being in the middle, now I have to somehow lay it flat or take the styrofoam out, put it on top of the styrofoam. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach it. I'm not going to be able to record that because I can't do that with one hand. So I'm going to sit here, put this 4 or 5 piece base plate together for you guys. And then once I put it together, I'll do a little more recording of the stand put together. Then I have to cut the camera again, put the stand on the TV somehow. Then I'll come back on, show you guys when the stand is complete and everything's on the TV. This is how the TV looks on the back. This is new for Sony. They usually don't do this. You know, this looks like very TCL Samsung-ish, showing all the speakers and actuators, subwoofers, showing all this stuff on the back. Usually Sony hides that within the back of the TV, as seen here on the Z9K. Well, I got the Bravia 9 sub, excellent sub, Bravia Theater Quad. But as you can see here on the back of the Z9K, let me zoom out. Can I? Still not far enough. You know, everything's hidden inside. You just have a, you just have the back plate, the small checkerboard pattern with everything hidden on the inside. Super thick. On the Z9K, glossy. This one's matte. But now the back, everything's exposed, and then you have this vertical pattern. I prefer the look of the older TV, of the Z9K, the older Master Series. I prefer that look over this, but, you know, can't keep the same design forever. Things got to change. All right, so I'm going to put this stand together, and I'll be back. Okay, so here's the stand. Assembled. Base plate, pretty heavy. So what I have to do is I have to take this, put it under the TV, or lift the TV up and slide it onto the stand. Or, or put something on the TV and slide this under there. But somehow I'm gonna have to get this TV up and slid on top of this stand. That's the goal. That's what I'm about to try and do. So since I'm doing this by myself, what I wound up having to do is lay the TV flat onto my sectional over here to my couch. Lay it flat on the face so I could slide the stand into place. Like so. That's how it slides into place. I don't like this gap. I wish there was two positions. I wish they had the high position, and I wish they had a low sitting position. This one position, I don't like it. They should have had notches here to sit it high up for us to accommodate a sound bar, and there should have been another notch up here to sit it a bit higher for people who like the flush look. Because I don't like this high look. I have to buy a third-party stand to make sure I have the flush look. I have the stand in the garage. I have a Santa stand that I can mount to this and make it have a flush look to my console the way that the Z9K sits flush, but it is what it is. Okay, and she's up on the stand. There's one thing I must say. The power cord of the TV is extremely short. It's very short. Power cord is very short. So make sure that your outlet is pretty close. I would say it's about 5 feet. Cord's about 5 to 6 feet long, something like that. No, not even. This is like, yeah, it's about 5 feet, maybe 4, something. It's very short. I'm gonna take this cardboard off. So disclaimer, I do not advise anyone to try to set this up by themselves. If you do, that's at your own risk. I do not encourage you to set this up by yourself. You're taking a risk of breaking the TV or hurting yourself. It's a very heavy TV, and as suggested by Sony, you should have 2, possibly 3 people helping you. If you feel that you're fully capable of doing it on your own, have at it, but I do not suggest it, and do not. And I'm not telling you to do so. Move this piece. Ooh, looks like we have a peel, a plastic peel on the screen. So Sony finally got the message and put a protector covering the screen. And it's crazy because everybody was asking for Sony to do this before, and on the glossy screens, and they weren't doing it.
To turn on the top back screen reader, hold down the mute button on the remote control until you hear a sound.
Okay.
The mute button is
But now they have a matte screen, and they put screen protector on it. Is that telling me that the matte screen is way more delicate than the already delicate glossy screens that they had before? I'm not sure.
Screen reader, hold down the mute button on the remote control until you hear a sound.
Bravia 9II new RGB LED immersive black screen Pro. The immersive black screen Pro is the new matte screen thing that they have going on with voice zoom 3. And as you can see how high it is, not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. Much prefer this. Feet on the end, low profile.
Le bouton de mode silencieux est le bouton du bas entre ceux du volume et de changement de canal. Ce message sera répété dans d'autres langues.
let's start the peeling.
Para activar el lector de pantalla touchpad, mantenga pulsado el botón para silenciar en el control remoto hasta que escuche un sonido. El botón para silenciar es el que está más abajo de los dos que se encuentran entre los botones de volumen y de canal. Este mensaje se repetirá en otros idiomas.
This is saying peel the protective screen from the top down. Grab the two corners and pull it down together. Correct. Grabbing the one corner and pulling it across like everybody does in all the YouTube videos and online. Wrong. So Sony even wants you to peel their plastic their way. Don't do it the way everybody else does it. Do it the way we tell you to.
Hold down the mute button on the remote control until you hear a sound. The mute button is the lower button of the two buttons between the volume and channel buttons. This message will be repeated in other languages.
This is saying that inside there is a wipe. So they have a wipe. I did not see that, but I will go check for it in the packet with the nomenclature. It has a wipe, a special wipe to be used on the new Mac Immersive Black Pro screen. Let's go look for this said wipe. And sure enough, there it is. There she goes. Sony has a specific wipe to be used on their screens. That's nice.
To turn on the top back screen reader, hold down the
That's
button on the
new,
remote
and that's
control until
cool.
you hear a sound. The mute button is the lower button of the two buttons between the volume and channel buttons.
It's like a sunglasses,
This
it's like an
message will be
eyeglass
repeated
wipe.
in other languages.
A little more, feels a little bit more satinish, but it's like a eyeglasses wipe. Thank you, Sony. A little more jet fuel. Okay. So as they said, pull down from both sides together, not across, and then use the wipe that they provided to wipe down the screen. So let's do that, shall we?
El control remoto hasta que silenciar es el que está más abajo de los dos que se encuentran entre los botones de volumen y de canal.
Told you, Sony has the best packaging, man. The best everything. Best wrapping, best packaging, best TVs, best picture quality. Sound like a fanboy right now, but it's the truth.
On the top back screen reader, hold down the mute button on the remote control until you hear a sound. The mute button is the lower button of the two buttons between the volume and channel buttons. This message will be repeated in other languages. Pour activer le lecteur, maintenez le bouton puis enfoncez sur la télécommande jusqu'à ce que vous entendiez un son. Le bouton de mode silencieux est le bouton du bas entre ceux du volume et de changement de canal. Ce message sera répété dans d'autres langues.
Come on. So many things to peel.
Para activar el lector de pantalla touchpad, mantenga pulsado el botón para silenciar en el control remoto hasta que escuche un sonido. El botón para silenciar es el que está más abajo de los dos que se encuentran entre los botones de volumen y de canal. Este mensaje se repetirá en otros idiomas.
So many things to peel.
To turn on the top back screen reader, hold down the mute button on the remote control and put it down. The mute button is the lower button of the two buttons between the volume and channel buttons.
Now to go from
This message will be repeated
glossy
in other languages.
mirror finish of the screen protector to, well, let me do like they say and not.
Pour activer le lecteur d'écran TalkBack, peut enfoncer sur la télécommande jusqu'à ce que vous entendiez. Le bouton de mode silencieux est le bouton du bas entre ceux du volume et de changement de canal. Ce message sera répété dans d'autres langues.
Wow, this is a thick, super thick ass. Wow, that's thick and heavy. And there goes this.
To turn on the top back screen reader, hold down the mute button on the remote control. And
Doesn't feel matte, it feels like it's
the
glossy.
mute button is the lower
Pretty
button
cool.
of the two buttons between the volume and channel buttons.
Let me do as they say.
This message will be repeated in other languages.
And now wipe off the screen. Slippery.
Pour activer le lecteur d'écran TalkBack, maintenez le bouton de mode silencieux enfoncé sur la télécommande jusqu'à ce que vous entendiez un son. Le bouton de mode silencieux est le bouton du bas entre ceux du volume et de changement de canal. Ce message sera répété dans d'autres langues. Para activar el lector de pantalla TalkBack, mantenga pulsado el botón para silenciar en el control remoto.
This is any good for my Z9K.
El botón para silenciar es el que está más abajo de los dos que se encuentran entre los botones de volumen y de canal. Este mensaje se repetirá en otros idiomas.
Alrighty then, one thing I could say is the size difference between 75 inches and 85 inches is pretty freaking huge. So if anybody's contemplating between 75 and 85, that's a big leap. It's not a small difference, it's very significant. This looks like a little TV. Alright, let me push this back and into position. So what I'm gonna do is, I have an Apple TV 4K. I'm gonna take my Apple TV. I have one connected to the Z9K. I'm gonna get my other Apple TV. I'm gonna connect it to the B9II. And I'm gonna run content, the same content on both TVs at the same time and do some comparisons. A lot of it's probably gonna get copyright claims, so it'll be chopped up and edited, but you know, I'm gonna do the best that I could do. I'll also do those demos. Those YouTube demos don't really, you know, everything looks good. Every TV can make those YouTube demos look good. There's real world content that really tells you and shows you what's good and what's not good. But I'm gonna do the best that I could do to do these comparisons. Apple TV 4K on each. That's all I could do. I don't have a splitter, so they'll just have their own dedicated Apple TVs that I will try to run the content by pressing the remote simultaneously at the same time. And we will compare the 85-inch Z9K against the 75-inch Bravia 9 Mark II. I thought the remote wasn't backlit. I thought the remote was only backlit on the Pro model, but I assume that what they mean, they say premium backlit remote. So what that probably means is that the Pro model has the same backlight, but it probably just has the metallic metal finish instead of this plastic black finish. All right, so I'm gonna go through this setup, run everything. Here's your initial view of the screen code in effect. Glossy screen on the Z9K, you can see everything. You see me, you see the background, you see the light, the overhead lights. It's a mirror. You see my kitchen window. You see nothing here. No reflection, no nothing from any angle. No lights, no reflection. Let me turn the even with stuff on the screen, you still see the lights overhead. Nothing here. Let me wipe off my phone camera using this new rag. This is real time, people. Just to show the effects of this screen coding. All right, but yeah, as I said, I'm gonna put the Apple TV 4K on each and run some content, compare it. That'll be a separate video. This video is already way too long. This is just the unboxing and the introduction to the Bravia 9 Mark II. As I said, this 75 inches is basically a trial run to see if it's worthy of me buying the 85 inch and replacing my Z9K and putting this up for sale. All right, see you in the next video.